portable speakers are great for moving around, but typically there's a trade-off, often that's sound quality. Sonos is aiming to bridge the sound and portability gap with the new Sonos Move 2. In this review, I'll test out the new Sonos Move 2. I'll see what's new and different, how it sounds, and if overall I think it's a good speaker for you. What is the Sonos Move 2? It's a pretty large but portable speaker offering both Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity. Most of the speakers in the Sonos lineup only support Wi-Fi, making the Move 2 one of the few options to consider if you really need to use it away from home. Just keep the weight in mind, because at just over 6.5 pounds, it's not exactly something you can toss in a backpack. Think more backyard or RV portability instead. It also has Amazon Alexa functionality baked in if you want it to do more than play music. The speaker is IP56 rated against water and dirt getting inside, which is generally pretty reliable. It'll protect against strong jets of water from all directions. Just like the original Move, there are touch controls on top of the Move 2, a good-sized inset handle at the back, and the Move 2 is also drop resistant. So what's improved over the Sonos Move Generation 1? Although the Move 2 looks similar to its predecessor, the company really seems to have taken its time in making quite a few improvements and changes. For starters, Sonos Move 2 supports stereo playback, and you can also pair them to form a setup with real stereo separation. The Move 2 also now has double the battery life of the older model. There was just 11 hours on original Move, and there's now 24 in the Move 2. Bluetooth 5.0 finally hits the Move 2, plus the USB-C port in the back of the speaker comes with some improvements, like the option to use a Sonos line-in adapter, allowing connections to older devices like turntables. The USB-C port can now also charge other devices, effectively making the Sonos Move 2 a pretty massive power bank. The touch controls on the Move 2 have also been improved slightly, with a grooved volume slider now resting across the top. The rear of the speaker features a power button, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi toggle switch, and a Bluetooth pairing button. What's in the box? There's only two things in here. You'll get the Sonos Move 2 speaker, and it comes with a narrow ring-shaped charging base and a 6-foot USB-C to USB-C cable for recharging. I was actually really dreading setting up my Sonos speakers, because pretty much every time I've reviewed a speaker made by Sonos, for me, it's been an hours-long ordeal of error messages and false starts. I was hoping that since it's been a couple years since my last Sonos review, that things would have improved a lot. I was disheartened to find that wasn't the case for me. For starters, it's not intuitive how to set up your product. If you don't get a pop-up notification on the main screen, you'll need to go into Settings, look for System, and then choose Add Product. I was going to be adding 2 speakers to my setup, the Move 2 and the Era 300. I kept getting error messages from the app, so I decided to delete and reinstall it, and unfortunately that didn't help, and I continued to get unexplainable and really unhelpful app error messages. When the Era 300 speaker wouldn't connect, I decided to move on and set up the Sonos Move 2. Now, fortunately, this speaker seemed to work a lot better, and it was set up in just a moment or two. I did hit a snag, though, when I opted to enable the True Play tuning. Despite getting a pop-up in the app and being encouraged to set it up, when I'd click the button to enable it, nothing would happen. I got frustrated with that, so I gave up and decided to go do something else for a while. Now, the bottom line, in my experience, it may take you anywhere from an hour to a couple of hours to get your Sonos system or your Sonos speaker online. Make sure you allow enough time to deal with the setup process, and you absolutely have to be persistent. It's a good thing there's a rich reward following the grueling setup process. Right from the first notes out of each speaker, it's clear to see, or to hear, the sound quality is outstanding. I think this is why Sonos continues to dominate the market, because each of its speakers sound light years better than its competition. And if you've been using smaller portable Bluetooth speakers for your home audio, switching to a Sonos will be like the first time you see the difference in an HD and a 4K resolution TV. Mind-blowing. Sonos Move 2 is easily the sweetest sounding portable speaker you'll ever find. The delicacy of sound it brings into your home is going to be bar none. With clear, sharp highs, a wide mid-range, and resonant bass, every note that comes out of the Move 2 is a gift. TruePlay Tuning also claims to fine-tune the sound of your speaker to your specific space. Now, in my experience, I didn't personally notice a noticeable difference with this feature on or off, but if others out there do, I would love to hear more about it. Even so, I'm not going to knock on this feature too hard, since in my opinion it's just not necessary, because the Move 2 sounds gorgeous no matter where I brought it, in my home or out in the yard. The speaker is easily able to fill a room or outdoor space. It gets plenty loud and you can easily control the volume using the touch bar on the speaker, your phone with the Sonos app, as well as voice control. Yep, the built-in mic means you can enable Amazon Alexa or what's called Sonos Voice Assistant, but you won't find the Google Assistant. The built-in microphone also works with the Sonos TruePlay feature, which helps tweak the sound settings based on a room's characteristics. Now, I was able to connect my Sonos app to Alexa with a few taps, and I did get a confirmation in the Sonos app, but what it won't tell you is you also need to go into the Alexa app separately and add the Sonos skill and then enable it there too. You'll also need to be sure about how you request commands. Since I was asking for Alexa to play music on Sonos and she would confirm that was happening, but no music would ever play. When I switched to naming the specific speaker, like play music on Move 2, then it would actually work, although there was often an extremely substantial delay between asking and getting. Play jazz music on Move 2.
Jazz station from Use Apple Music. Playing on Move 2.
So what else makes the Sonos Move 2 here unique? The Sonos Move 2 is one of the few portable speakers featuring a user replaceable battery. Now, you would need to buy a special Sonos Move replacement battery kit, which comes with the spare battery and the tools you need to swap it. It's a great feature to have if you plan on having your speaker for a long time. Overall, the improvements in the Sonos Move 2 do make it a better choice and a worthy upgrade from the original Move, particularly if you do like to use your Move off its charging base. On the pro side, you've got more than double the battery life when using your speaker outdoors or on the road. The sound quality remains outstanding, and this speaker can really integrate into your larger smart home. It's also got optional voice control by linking to Alexa. Stereo playback will be a huge deal for some music lovers, and the option to use your speaker as a recharging device is handy if you're camping or tailgating. So what are the downsides? The speaker remains extremely heavy, much heavier than your average portable speaker should be. Now, with that said, the carrying handle in the back does make lugging it easier. I personally still experience massive troubles during setup with Sonos, and I find the app can be buggy. But if you can live with a longer than average setup time and the occasional glitch inside the app, I can absolutely recommend the Sonos Move 2 for you. Sonos Move 2 sells for about $449 US or $559 Canadian, and you can get it from Amazon or from Best Buy. Check out my reviews of these other Sonos products, including the Sonos soundbar options, right now.